Pisces. Lovely, lovely Pisces. I always say lovely, lovely Leo, so I don't mind saying lovely, lovely Pisces. And I'm wriggling because some books behind me have turned and they're kind of annoying me. Right, okay, sorted. Sorted, Pisces. You have my full undivided attention, which is funny because the song that came through for you was All Your Exes by Julian Michaels. I want to live in a world where all your exes are dead. So, very tongue-in-cheek song. The video to it is funny, but I can't say that yeah. I think fine. It's a possessive song. I feel I do not share those kind of sentiments because I think basically I studied humanities at university, and I think humans are their story, right? All the mistakes. It's funny because I feel like this is almost the flip side of what I was talking about in Aquarius's reading just now, where it was like you need to learn from your mistakes. Every scar is a lesson. It makes you stronger, it makes you wiser, it makes you more able to watch out for the traps and the pitfalls. So I don't know. I think a lot of the time, people who are very possessive in relationships, it can quite often come from a place of insecurity, of fear, that the partner's going to leave them, that they're going to find somebody else, that they're going to go back to an ex. We do have this Six of Cups card here, which could be a return. Not to scare anyone, I'm just sort of wondering how this ties into your reading. I'm not really seeing very much about relationships at all here, to be honest. It seems... I don't know. I'll get into it in a minute. So all your exes, it's, to me, like, it's part of say you met somebody, it's like they wouldn't be that person. The person that you love, the person stood in front of you, they wouldn't be that person if it wasn't for everything that had happened throughout the whole of their life, right? For their exes, for the lessons that they've learned in love that have meant they've matured. So if they didn't have those experiences, they'd probably be like this Page of Cups here, very immature in love, like a child in love. And maybe some people like that. I don't know, the purity of it. But I think, we've got this Fool down here as well, the impulsiveness, the childlike quality. And I think if you really, really love someone, you love them for not just who they are in the moment, but for their past experiences, for all the lessons that they've learned along the way. So it is a very tongue-in-cheek song. It's a funny song, I think it comes from a place of the artist feeling a little bit jealous, a little bit sort of not liking the thought of those past people. But I don't know, to me it's the person's story. I want to know everything. I want to know all the juicy details, right? Because I want to know more about the person that I love. So I guess there's two types of people in relationships: the people who are like, I don't want to know anything at all, and the people who are like, tell me everything. I want to know every single detail about the entirety of your life, because I just want to know everything about you. So I guess there's those two different angles. I guess you can decide which kind of person you are. It's interesting, we've got this details card and then heal the ouch. So I don't know if that's going to mean anything to you. Again, it's not really what I'm seeing in the cards here, but you can take that on board if that feels like it's a message for you. Pisces, there's a lot of similarities in this reading with what's been coming through for Libra this week. And I'm sorry, I'm a Libra and I'm not amused either. It's a boring reading. I'm going to be honest with you. It's like a lot of people are getting this between worlds. I think it's probably because COVID restrictions are starting to lift now. So we're all sort of coming out of lockdown. Things are picking up. Things are getting more vibrant again. But a lot of us are still kind of in the paused stage. So, we don't know if we're going to be able to go on holiday. We don't know if we're going to be able to go to parties or events. Everything's still a little bit up in the air. It's like, are we going to go back into lockdown? Is it safe now? I'm eligible to be vaccinated, but I'm having trouble finding somewhere that I can get to where they have appointments available to be vaccinated. So, herd immunity though, I'm glad that everybody else is getting vaccinated. Hopefully I'll get mine soon. Yeah, so there's a lot of this kind of halfway stage for a lot of people. interesting as well, underneath this Akashic Field, I asked what's behind the Akashic Field. And again, you've got this, so you've got between worlds, and you've actually got two worlds. It's interesting because I didn't pick this card up, and Oracle of Delphi is underneath that as well. So you've definitely, I'm getting extremely hot. I am getting absolutely boiling. I'm just going to open the window. It's like that Kundalini energy, like going up my back. So I don't know what this is for you. The interesting thing about this two worlds card, it says that, especially with the Six of Cups here, which can talk about past lives, soulmate connections, learning lessons in different lifetimes. The story of the two worlds card is that it's the difference between a secular life and a religious life. Did I get that the right way around? A religious life or a non-religious life. In the background of this card, there's actually a monastery high up on the hill, and it says that in some lives you have led a very religious life. Perhaps you were a monk or a nun, you know, very I was just about to say very orthodox, so I don't know if that's anything for anybody. You know, forgoing the day-to-day kind of family life in order to lead a religious life. And then it's like the next lifetime you do the opposite, so you forgo kind of like the religious beliefs and have a very mundane kind of everyday like family existence. And the challenge is to bring these two worlds together, to live a life where you balance out the two. So there could be something going on for you in regards to that, because I'm definitely seeing a lot of stuff about, yeah, it's making sense, because you've got things here about paying attention to the details, right? You've got this terribly boring chopboard card, which is like, it's not time to go through the door yet. You know, just do the things that need to be done, chop the wood, you know, do the laundry, pay the bills, just do the day-to-day, focus on the day-to-day practical matters. Perhaps something involving community there, which is just underneath that. And then you've also got, just as a bit of a double whammy, this makes me want to cry because I hate these cards so much when they come up for me. They're so boring, and I hate housework, and I'm like, I don't want to do it. So I get a bit sort of sucking lemons kind of thing when these cards come out for me. It's cleaning house. Cleaning house, tidying up, organizing, sorting things out. Also kind of like it can be spiritually cleaning house. So are there things that you're holding on to from the past that you really need to let go of? Are you stuck in any cycles that you need to end? You know, it's tidy up your environment, tidy up your life, your anything that you need to draw a line under, right? And then there's like details, pay attention to the details. Like, you've got a lot of stuff there that's like practical matters. It feels like, because you're between worlds, right, because you're in this halfway stage, you're not quite ready to move into the new yet. You're still kind of, it's like you're stuck in place, there's obstacles. Interesting, even the Chariot card here, which is normally about taking fast movement forward, fast action, taking control of your life. You know, this particular image on this Chariot card, it's almost like these are like wheel blocks, you know, like that are preventing her from moving forward. They should be the horses pulling her forward, but they're not. They're the sphinxes. They're like, we're not going anywhere today. So what can she do except for kind of, you know, make herself look good, have a bit of a spa day, paint her nails, do her hair. It always talks to me about like, you're stuck. There's nothing you can do about that right now. You are still in control. You're just on pause, right? It's like stopping at a red light. So what are you going to do? Make the most of the situation. Make the most of this time at home to do those small details, to pay attention to, you know, all those things that you put off. I'm trying to think of an example for myself. Like, I'm sure there's about a million things. I've still got to put up my wardrobes. I've got new wardrobes. I need to paint this side of the room. There's these jobs that I know I need to do, but I just kind of keep thinking, oh, I'll put it off until another day when I've got more time, or I'll put it off until a day when it's warmer so the paint dries quicker, right? So all these kind of things, these loose ends that you can wrap up, it's like, now's the time to do it. So but this kind of like the two worlds thing is like, you've also got all this spiritual stuff going on. So I'm just going to shut the window again. I can't win, can I? People having a good old chat on the street outside there. So you've also got things like this Queen of Cups, which feels like, you know, you're really kind of being quite alchemical with your emotions here. It's like you're doing some kind of like emotion magic, right? Under the light of the moon there, mixing up your emotions. And then you've got this gorgeous kind of sacred pool card. It kind of gives me Ophelia, like Hamlet, but also it's giving me, in my Libra reading, I was talking, I don't know why I keep getting this connection between Libra and Pisces. I had it last time as well. Excuse me, sorry. It reminds me of when I was in Greece. I was about 14, and excuse me, and I remember going out into the ocean and just lying on my back and floating. And I think I have never felt that peaceful, that zen, that connected to the universe as I did in that moment. You know, it's a very like impactful moment for me. I just completely like, you know, feeling the sun on my skin, feeling the ocean at my back. So this is talking to me about that moment in my own life where I felt very, very connected to the universe. I felt like I was at one with the universe. So you can see also there's this kind of like almost like psychic ribbons or something going up into the air here from her. So it's talking to me about being in a very meditative state, maybe having a hot bath, you know, listening to music, letting your mind wander a little bit. But when you do this, you kind of tap into the Akashic Field. Now, the Akashic Field is kind of like the psychic storehouse of information, represented here by this kind of aurora borealis. So it's like you can see kind of the energy radiating here. It's like this is the meditative state. This is where you get that connection to your more spiritual side, and then kind of alchemizing it here. So it's like this is the two worlds. So for a lot of people, I've been reading the two worlds card as now my floorboards are creaking, as being in one situation and preparing to move to another situation. For you, I'm reading it more as trying to bring your more spiritual side, your more emotionally intuitive side, together with the more practical side of your life, the more mundane kind of day-to-day things. It's like, how do you bring these two aspects of the self together? You are being told here to listen to the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities that you see in the world around you with this listening card. You can see that actually, again, that moonlight card again, I'm seeing a connection with Aquarius's reading. Aquarius had this card with this timer here, and it's come up in your reading with this like egg timer here, this hourglass. So there is a connection there between you and Aquarius. Magical map shifter as well there with that moon again. It's like you are harnessing this kind of like intuitive moon energy. I don't know why that's trying to make me see what's underneath there. 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. Well, that's really good. Okay, I'll bear that in mind as we go forward. So yeah, this intuitive thing where it's like paying attention to the little things, right? The little things that are going on around you that come through as like these intuitive messages. Paying attention to your intuition, paying attention to what stands out from everything else. It's like you feel very, very connected right now. And then you've got this like brilliant big elephant listening to this tiny, tiny little robin, like the bird song from the robin. So that's again with this details card. It's like pay attention to the small details. Pay attention to the signs and symbols that the universe is sending to you, because it's all around you. You are being encouraged to, I feel like if you can do this, if you can maintain this balance, tending to the small details of life around you, you know, chopping the wood while staying connected, then you're kind of doing that. You know, that the meaning of this two worlds card, the goal of that card, and it's going to bring you into this very abundant state, wishes fulfilled. Okay, so you're going in the right direction, I want to say. You're just in this kind of, it almost feels like you're on a tightrope or going through a very narrow tunnel at the moment. I feel like, I mean, the wheel is turning here. You've got the wheel of fortune here with justice. It's like karma is on your side, the universe is on your side, and then the chariot again, look. It's like, and strength card. It's interesting because this talks to me about getting unstuck, you know, help getting unstuck. And then the moon card. Look at all these cards. That's crazy. Right, I'm going to come back to that in a second. So underneath this card here, underneath the timer, there is this sense of waiting, of feeling very, very trapped here, because this is the 8 of Swords. So it's like being very patient, knowing that you can't move right now, feeling very trapped, wanting balance, but it's taking time. It's almost like the universe is helping you, but it's taking time. You can see it, right? You're getting the signs, you're getting the signals, but you have to be really patient from it. The reason why I'm absolutely freaking out right now is that I keep pulling cards from that deck and you keep getting major arcana. Now there's something like 24, I think, major arcana cards in a deck out of 78 cards, I think it is. So to get, and these are well shuffled, and I'll explain how well shuffled they are in a second, to get 5 major arcana in a row, and I don't want to pull any more just now. You've got the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, the Chariot, Strength, and the Moon there. And I just want to explain to you how well shuffled these decks are. I've got 3 decks up here, and the 3 decks are actually shuffled together. So not only is the deck shuffled, the deck is shuffled into 3 decks shuffled together. So that's quite crazy. And you're the 12th reading that I've done with these shuffled decks. Oh my God, it keeps going. You've got another major arcana. Like, this is actually quite crazy, Pisces. Didn't you have a reading like this a while back and I was like losing my head? This is major. This is like a big thing for you. Let me just put these out. So the Moon card, this is talking to me again, like this it's like emotional magic, water magic, right? Manifesting, connecting with the universe, connecting with the Akashic Field. Like, look at this. Like it's like it may be something about singing or speaking your truth to the universe. And then you have the High Priestess card. I mean, this is your card in the tarot, the Moon card. This is like, you've got all the water signs. This is you, Pisces. This is Cancer, and this is Scorpio. This is very, very strong emotional energy. And then we go to the 7 of Cups. So this is speaking to me about this card over here, which is the 7 of Swords. It's talking about indecision, about not knowing which choice to make. I want to say there could be something a bit painful there as well in the underlying. So crazily, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana from the same deck. Interesting that it's this Mermaid Tarot, the water deck, right? Like, I can't quite explain to you how like how well shuffled these cards are at this point. And you've got, I'm a bit frustrated that you didn't see the setup, because people might be watching this thinking that I set it up beforehand, but I swear to God I didn't. You can probably tell by my reaction. I'm a little bit shocked. The only card I saw originally was the Wheel of Fortune, and I did pick it up and see the Justice card underneath, but I didn't look any further than that. The Wheel of Fortune and Justice together, this is like a divine intervention, like karma. You've put good stuff out to the universe, and the universe is gonna balance things out for you. It's turning the wheel in your favor, right? It's like good luck coming in. Could be definitely, if it's something to do with courts or contracts, this is a really, really positive sign. You also have this Chariot card with the Strength card, which is talking to me about the universe, I think, is coming in to get you unstuck, to get you out of something that you've been tied to, with that Justice card talking about like contracts and things. So something that you've been stuck in, sorry, I'm just looking at these. Like I say, the mermaids are helping, right? The mermaids are the ones helping. The whale's stuck, and she's like untangling the whale, or is she putting the net around the whale? Are the mermaids helping to free this? So you've got this seahorse, right, and this whale, right? That's one energy. And then the mermaids are like a different energy. So are the mermaids trying to trap this big, like powerful, like sea creature, or are they trying to free it? The Chariot talks about taking control of your own life. I think they're trying to free this energy, unharness it, right? So that energy can be free. Because it's felt very trapped with that 8 of Swords. So freeing somebody up, possibly from some sort of contract. It could be a karmic contract as well with the Six of Cups, like a soulmate contract, say an agreement that you made before you even came into this lifetime. If you want to talk about those sort of things, like it's up to you whether you believe in those things or not. But then I'm just really drawn against these two cards together. Like, they're not even like consecutive in the deck. This is what I mean. It's what, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18 and number 2. They're not like this is how they've reshuffled themselves. There's something with the moon, and I know the moon card is your card in the tarot, but I'm going to show you something else in a second. So connecting with this universal energy, water is very important to this, I feel, because that memory of being in the ocean keeps coming up for me, and it's very much like signified by this, like being in water, perhaps at the time of a full moon, could be like a power point for you to be able to either manifest or to be able to receive information from the universe, the Akashic records, whatever you want to say. But it's interesting that she's kind of singing here, or that energy is kind of going into her mouth here. Yeah, look, it's something to do with singing as well. I don't know if there's something about singing with you, about music. It's like she's singing. She's singing. Or her words are going into the Akashic Field. Look. Singing. And all right. Okay, Pisces, we're going to go full crazy. Are you on this journey with me? Because I like to say what I'm going to say. You know, I like to say whatever I get, even if it makes me sound crazy. It feels like, okay, full crazy now, tinfoil hats on. It feels like when you speak, when you sing, that goes out, doesn't it? You know, if you think about sound waves, you know, sound waves are like a ripple on the surface of the water. They go out. So when we speak, I'm sort of thinking about, it's not good. The first radio broadcast, I believe, that was ever broadcasted out into space, I think, was a speech by Hitler. I'm sort of thinking about that, about how, you know, we transmute now. We transmute like music through satellites, through the Wi-Fi. You know, we're a noisy planet. We've got all this noise going through phone lines and satellite dishes and Wi-Fi. We're projecting all this noise. We're a noisy planet. We're a noisy planet in the universe. Is something listening? I don't want to freak everybody out, but that's what I'm getting, right? Could just be God, right? If you believe in God, higher powers, you know, it's like the universe, whatever's up there, whatever's, you know, whatever the higher power is, it's listening. It's funny, this always gives me Luke Sital Singh, benediction. Are you listening? Keep listening. So it's like the universe is trying to communicate back to you. They hear your song, they hear your words. Because the High Priestess is the card in the tarot that can receive the messages back. Very, very intuitive. A lot of emotional intelligence. But she also has this like magician quality to her in this deck, where she's got all the tools at her disposal to make things happen. So it's almost like you're receiving instruction from the universe. You're listening, you're watching the signs, you're following the signs and synchronicities, right? So just noticing these all these like waves around her, you know, these sort of talking to me about the Wi-Fi signal, or almost like octopus arms or something, like the waves. So if you have felt stuck, if you felt very stuck and you've spoken out to the universe some kind of wish, or you know, it could be like when you speak your problems to the universe, right? The universe is responding, the universe is coming in to get you unstuck, but it's leaving you in this feeling of like confusion. It's like, I feel like this at the moment is driving me a little bit crazy, like properly crazy now. You know, and I'm sane enough to admit when I'm feeling a bit crazy. I feel like I've been bombarded with signs and synchronicities recently. It's so funny how the Libra reading and the Pisces reading seem to be like connected at the moment. I've been bombarded with messages, and it's upsetting me a little, because, and I don't want this to go away. I like it. I am 100% sure that I am seeing things or saying things, and I want to say predicting the future, or receiving. I'm just trying to think how I can explain it. Like, I know I sound crazy, right? It's like, but this is what I mean. I'm seeing the evidence of it. I was really worried at first about doing pre-recording readings. I wanted to do it on the day. I wanted it to be fresh on the day. I was really worried about like energies changing. If I said something and then, something changed, then the reading wouldn't resonate on the day. But I've been doing the pre-recorded readings for a couple of weeks, and I go back and I watch them on the day, and there was so many little details in it that are going on in my day-to-day life. Or, for example, I saw this robin on this like very light coloured background, and then I went into work and I saw the robin, the exact robin, on a kind of a tote bag. It was like a very pale cream tote bag. So I know that I'm seeing things, and then it's occurring in real life. And it's interesting playing around with when I do the readings and when they go up, because I'll do a reading and then I'll see some of the big channels saying the same things as me. I think there was, I want to say it was Capricorn again, talking about that balancing in between the two worlds. I feel like I did Capricorn's reading, and then Sun Tarot had a very similar message. And I was like, I'm glad that I recorded mine first. I can't remember if it was scheduled to go up before or after hers, but I did my reading and then she said the same thing. And again, I did, I was getting this waterfall in Capricorn's reading from the start of the week. And I recorded that like from now, like not last Thursday, but the Thursday before, when you see this. And then Nicholas Ashbow put his video up. He's a big tarot reader, and the one thing he had in his reading for Capricorn was waterfalls. So it's like, I can't think of any other examples right now, but it's like I keep getting this where I'm doing the readings, and then these big readers will say the same thing as what I've been getting, and it's a huge confirmation for me, because you do, when I've only been doing this for just over a year, and you start to feel like you're going crazy when you see all these signs and synchronicities, or you say something and then it actually comes up in real life. And then, so you're seeing the signs and synchronicities, but then you sat there going, well, what does it mean though? I don't know what it means. What am I meant to do with this information? So sorry, Pisces, just kind of like poured all that out onto you, but it looks like you're going through the same sort of thing, seeing the signs and synchronicities, but what do you do with it? Now, just to move down here, and then we'll read the description on some of these cards kind of to close out the reading. You've got here what feels like, it feels like an opportunity came into you, and it was big, and it felt really good. It was like you saw this opportunity and you took a huge leap of faith towards it. Like, you see how big that step is. He's like, oh my God, this opportunity, like, it's brand new. It feels really good. This is it. I'm taking a huge leap of faith towards this. I'm trusting my instincts, right? You did the right thing. You trusted your instincts. But it's only like you got caught. Like, I'm hearing caught in a net. Now, I don't know why, but maybe this, caught in a net. You took a huge leap of faith. You saw the opportunity, took a huge leap of faith, but it's like you overstepped. Now, I don't know if you've overstepped some kind of boundary or overstepped the mark, or the leap that you took was too big, but you kind of like, instead of jumping into the opportunity, you jumped right over it. Sorry, they're giving me the cow jumped over the moon. Because then it's like, it goes to this card. See the moon, you've got this moon all over your readings. So you're following your intuition depicted by the moon, took a huge leap of faith, jumped too far. Maybe you were too eager, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, you say this is the opportunity now, like represented by the gold here, right? You jumped too far, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, where did the opportunity go? I followed the moon, I followed the signs, I followed the synchronicities. Where did the opportunity go? It was here a minute ago. I want to say you overstepped it. It's still there. It's behind you. Now, the Eight of Cups means walking away from something, emotionally feeling like something's missing from something. So I feel like I'm just seeing, like, from our perspective, right? From our perspective, it's like we're looking at this card. We're following the moon. This big opportunity is right there in front of us. Looks really good. And so we take a big leap of faith towards it. And then, like, And now this is us, right? Now it's like we're looking at the moon still, but like the opportunities behind us. Do you see the imagery of what I'm seeing? Big jump over the moon, over the opportunity. And so it's like you jump then. And then it's like you jump, and then it's like what was there is gone. It's like it's gone. Wait, where did it go? So you're in this kind of freeze frame moment. You see how it's like he's tightrope walking, but he's kind of like balanced. It's like all of a sudden it's like freeze, stand still, don't move. It's like I don't want to move because where did it go, right? So it's like now you have to move really, really slowly or hold still. This is talking to me about that trapped energy, like holding still, holding the balance between two worlds. It's like you've already took one foot out of that situation, but you can't quite move towards the new situation yet, because it's like, or you took a step out of a situation and then the door closed. So now you're kind of suspended in midair. This is the Hangman card. This is the need to be patient or very balanced, looking at things from a different perspective, putting yourself in someone else's shoes. So it's like that. Oh, yeah, you took a leap of faith, but then it's like all of a sudden that opportunity disappeared, but you were already one foot out the door. So I asked, what's between these two energies? And I got these two cards. So this is the Knight of Cups. So it could be that there was some kind of emotional offer made. Again, these people are shaking hands. So it's like an emotional agreement. But then there's all this kind of, the Seven of Swords is a card about deception, about things going on in the dark. So I feel like you felt all of a sudden like you were in the dark. You see how this light at the end of the tunnel looks like a moon. So it's like you're still following your intuition, you're still following the moon, you're still putting one foot in front of the other, right? Like the elephant, right? Plodding on, listening to the signs, following your intuition, moving towards the light. But you're surrounded by all this darkness. It's like you don't know. It's funny again, because like quite a while back I had this dream where I was in a really dark cave, or I was in a cave with a number of people. And sometimes what happens when you do these cave tours is they turn the lights off on you, and it's completely like pitch blackness, like pitch dark. And I remember saying to the person, like they were having a panic attack, and I said, calm down. Like, listen, I'm right here in front of you, like in the darkness. I was the comforting presence in the darkness. I'm right here in front of you. Just put your hand on my shoulder. We're going to put our left hands out. We can feel the cave of the wall, which, you know, the wall of the cave. We're just going to keep our hand on the wall, and we're going to move forward out of the cave until we can see the light again, right? We know we came down with the wall on the right, so we just have the wall on the left. It'll lead us back out. So there was this leading somebody out of the darkness energy to that. I can't remember which sign it came through for. And I remember, again, talking about like other readers then saying things that are confirming what I'm getting. Awakening to Spirit had this reading. Was it Awakening to Spirit or Santaro? One of the two. You know, one of their readings that week said something about, it's like you're coming out of a cave with your hands on the walls. You know, you can feel the wall on both sides, but you take a step forward and then the walls of the caves are gone. And all of a sudden all you can do is like keep walking forwards with your hands out, but you can't feel the wall of the cave anymore. Your guidance system's gone. So that's how it feels. It feels like you're in the unknown. You're confused. You're in the unknown, and all you can do is keep taking steps towards the light, right? The light up there. All you can do is keep going. But it's like your safety net's removed. So now your safety net's removed, and you're trying to move forward in, you know, through the unknown towards the light. But it feels like you're in suspended animation. It feels like your guidance system is complete. It's like your sat navs broke, right? So you've got nothing to do except for use your intuition to get you through this. It's a huge amount of moon energy, and that 6 major arcana all at once is insane. And these are 2 major arcana as well here. Okay, I'm going to read some of the cards to you. So let's start with, how many minutes are we? 34 minutes. Let's go to the most boring card. Do you know, the only card I think I hate more than chop wood is not for you. When I say not for you, I take it as a challenge. My Sagittarius in Mars comes out and I'm like, don't you tell me what's for me and what's not for me. It's like, don't you glass ceiling me. It's like I decide what's for me and what's not for me, unless, you know, the other person involved, obviously. But yeah, it's like probably my most hated card, unless it is like, because I detest housework, right? This is like my second least favorite card. Essential meanings: being grounded in everyday experience, humility. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness. So this is it, right? You're between worlds. You've got the big dream, but right now you don't know what's happening with the big dream. It's in somebody else's hands. Libra had the same thing. So now while you're in this suspended animation state, while you can't move, and while you're just trusting your instincts, it's like you've got nothing better to do than housework, right? There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it be to let nature take its course is an important step in manifestation. Taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which brings you even closer to what you seek. Okay. So if this is a relationship reading for you, nothing is as important right now as just doing what you need to do day to day. Let your heart remember that not everything has to be hard-won, passionate, or even obviously meaningful. Relationships and friendships go through lulls where the everyday tasks are at the center of awareness. That is perfect now. Hold hands, wash dishes. That makes me laugh because, like, I don't know, it's funny. Hold hands, wash dishes, make a fire, read a book, share a meal, say nothing, stare into each other's eyes. Pick up socks. It doesn't say stare into space, not into each other's eyes. Stare into space, pick up socks, tell a dumb joke, and leave space to breathe. The work of your relationship right now is very simple, just to be present. Funny how it takes work to just be. All is well, really. All is well. So between worlds is this feeling of being in this suspended animation, of knowing something's coming, but not, you know, one step in the future, one step in the past, or this kind of trying to bring, you know, your spiritual experience and your practical experience together. Let's go to that 37. Cleaning house. It does make me laugh, this card, because I sometimes put my hair up into these like Princess Leia buns and wrap them around I wrap them around a dressing cord. It's like a heatless curl technique. And I do have these like funny buns and I've got skinny legs. So yeah, I feel like the clown woman on this card is me. I associate with this card a bit too well. It's time to clear the clutter and make way for better things. Again, this could be emotional clutter, right? When you see the cleaning house card in a reading, it's time to declutter your life, get rid of unwanted things in your physical home, and release what you no longer want or truly need. Is there any unfinished business you should address? Yes, shut up, I've got a Gemini moon, okay? Thoughts, memories, and emotional baggage must be swept out of your house as well. Your conscience must clear you to move freely in the world. Celebrate a spring cleaning and feel the freedom as you make way for much better things. Look at what you've resisted discarding and be honest about its value. Be honest. Clean house. Okay, fine. I get the message, universe. I'll Mary Kondo this. I'll feng shui my house. Fine. So listening. Listening. Pay attention to the small details, right? And then you're going to details. So I'm not going to read everything because we would be here all day, but the ones that have actually, the specific ones that I feel are telling you the story the most at the moment. The most powerful patterns are created within the tiniest details. Pay attention. This is the time to be aware of the fine print in all areas of your life. Look at the details and leave the broad strokes for another time. When this card appears in a reading, it's a sign to finesse a project, make small but meaningful gestures, or add a personal touch to your correspondence. Be aware that what you need to know lies in the details. If you're entering into an agreement of any kind, interesting, you've got this handshake card and the Libran contract card, justice there. If you're entering into an agreement of any kind, pay attention to them before, not after, when it's too late. That's the small details. Clarity and transparency are key. You can gain great understanding by observing the minute body language, offhand remarks, and fleeting facial expressions that reveal the larger picture. Right? Pay attention to the details. Nothing is too small to notice at this time. Right? That robin is singing to that elephant for a reason. Okay, then oops, Aquarius has such a big reading that I should have deleted it before I started yours. Okay, oh, it's funny, I've opened it on commitment instead of heal the ouch. Right, heal the ouch. Forgiveness is the healer of the soul. This is a time for great soothing of the heart, body, soul and mind, as this card indicates that healing will be prevalent in your life now. If you feel drawn to study the healing arts, you'll be successful in developing your natural capacity to restore others to wellness. However, the message may be that you're being called to change your behaviours in order to heal the earth. Perhaps you'll switch to a cruelty-free diet, eating less meat, or perhaps you'll pay more attention to how much water or electricity you use. You're being asked to be conscious of your footprint on the sacred earth and all of life, and to commit to the healing path. The Heal the Ouch card may also be an indicator of old wounds and broken bonds being mended. Reconciliations are possible now, let bygones be bygones. So this doesn't mean, for those of you who get stroppy about this doesn't mean that you have to go back to an ex. Nobody's making you do anything. However, you know, forgiving others helps you to move on. So with this Six of Cups, this is the return of the past. It can be soulmate connections. It can be memories of childhood. It can be it's a sense of something that's from a long time ago kind of thing, that has kept you trapped and has kept you small and has kept you from your true power and potential. But you're going in the right direction, right? You're going to wishes fulfilled. You know, this is where you're heading. So you're on the right track, I want to say. The Akashic Field, one of forces. I really want to read that one to you because that's a really interesting one. So this is a little bit, you may believe this, you may not. Don't worry too much if it's not your thing, okay? Just take it as a simile, right? A metaphor. If you're into it, explore it more. Like the Akashic Field, the aurora borealis flows with energy and brilliance as charged particles from the sun interact with atoms in the Earth's atmosphere. The 93 million miles from the sun to the Earth is nothing compared to the limitless consciousness of the Akashic Field. All information, power, energy, and experiences vibrate within the realm of unending truth and possibility, and every bit of it can be yours. Receiving this card upright tells you that amazing opportunities abound at this time. You can increase and accelerate the experience by opening the doors to the Akashic, records? Yeah, the Akashic records. Your life force energy resonates with universal synchronicity now, so you can explore the records and receive exactly the information that you need and the energy that can help. Engage in this pursuit with a conscious focus, write your intentions and ask for inspiration. Meditate on the Akashic Field and visualize your goals. The universe is ready and willing to align with your heartfelt desires, and now is the time to make them happen. So it's like manifest from an emotional space, and don't manifest things like, oh, I just want lots of money. Manifest from, if I had money, I could use it to set up a charity. You know, it's like, why do you want the money? Try and be very, very focused in what exactly you want and why, and explore the emotions around the thing that you want. I think that's going to help. Sacred Pool. The world is a reflection of your thoughts, feelings and beliefs. Embody the love you wish to see in the world. When you look into the mirror, do you like what you see? This card asks that if you focus on self-love and self-esteem, this card asks that you reflect on focus. Why can't I speak all of a sudden? So I can tell you there's something about speaking. Reflect by the sacred pool and be at peace with yourself. A detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. Can you see how far you've come and how magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining through your eyes? When you're conscious that you're the embodiment of spirit, it becomes easier to act in good conscience. Then you'll reap the greatest rewards. Your unique service to the world is not only needed but celebrated. See the love within you and know that if you cast it upon the waters, it will return to you tenfold. Be at peace, for you are beautiful and loved. Act with surety and confidence, and your success will be yours, whatever your inquiry. So you've got some really good cards here. I want to say as well that you are being encouraged to, with all this untrapping energy, taking off the harness, taking off the net, maybe going off the grid. Look, you've got success here as well. I always read it as the 6 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is coming to the end of a long journey where you felt very burdened, but you're going to have success in it. You've also got the High Priestess again here. So underneath that feeling of being trapped by something in the past, you actually have 2 cards about being very independent, releasing codependencies. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be single. This doesn't mean that you have to be on your own. What it means is that you have the capability of being emotionally and financially independent. The 9 of Pentacles, this is like, you've got the skills and you've got the attitude, you've got all the tools that you need to have success on your own terms. You don't have to, you can work as part of a team, you can work as an employee, but you are, you're not needy with that, right? You're independent, you've got your own confidence in tangible matters. The 9 of Cups talks about the ability to find emotional happiness from within. Now, there are quite a few hands on this cup, but I would say that the 10 of Cups tends to involve other people. So it's like happiness shared with others, happiness with a community, a family. The 9 of Cups is, for me, it can actually be wish fulfillment as well, which you do have this wish fulfilled card here. But that fulfillment comes from within. It doesn't come from external factors. So this is the ability to be emotionally and tangibly good, no matter what's going on in the world around you. So this is very, very strong energy. I really like to see those 2 cards together. They don't often come out together like that as well. A lot of the time, people either have, personal wealth, personal freedom in a tangible sense, but they don't have that emotional fulfillment, or vice versa. And you're on the way to having both. So that is very, very positive, Pisces, I do have to say. But, you have got this kind of stuck energy. So I don't want you to give up hope. I want you to keep in that high vibrational energy, keep putting your ideas, your dreams out there to the universe, but just pay attention to the small details. That Fool took a big leap of faith forwards, but completely overshot the mark, right? So, and then was like, where did that opportunity go? So you have to pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities, the small details. You have to be very in tune right now to your intuition. But also don't get lost in that. Don't drive yourself crazy with it. Make sure you're taking the time to kind of prune the leaves of the tree and do those day-to-day tasks, because it's funny, because inspiration can come to you from the strangest sources, right? I got a message this week from being at the traffic lights and them taking a long time to change, and this guy dashed through at the last second, and it was telling me, for one of the signs, that there was a small window of opportunity that they had to really take advantage of. It was going to be a bit of a risk, right? A bit of a gamble. And now I don't want people to be speeding. Don't pay attention to the pay attention to the road safety, okay? But it was the message that was coming through from it, that was this narrow window of opportunity. So, and that just came from me crossing the street. So the signs and things can come from anywhere. So it could be that when you're clearing something out, clearing out a cupboard, you may come across an old letter, an old photo. It may bring up feelings from the past, but it may be something that you need to look at to really draw a line under that and let it go, just with that 6 of Cups card. So there's a reason why the universe is trying to get you to do the mundane things, to pay attention to the details. It's like if something suddenly came up, if that opportunity suddenly came back around, you don't want to be like, oh no, but I need to sort out some paperwork before I go. You don't want to have to worry about those things when the opportunity comes back around. So do them now while everything's boring, right? I feel like I'm talking to myself. It's like, okay, fine. I mean, I did clear out my wardrobe finally. It took me a year. The first one of Awakening to Spirits videos that I ever watched was it was like, Libra, you need to tidy out your wardrobe, you need to do the Mary Kondo thing. And it did. It took me a year, but I eventually did it. I stopped putting it off. The scene is a bright and full storeroom, a larder for a sizable and successful estate. Inside are keys and coins, wine and spices. Also, within the room are a number of baskets filled with a bounty of fruits, vegetables, breads, flowers, sugars, and grains. Even the many windows look out at the expanse of your world. This card is a sign that the time has come for your wishes to be fulfilled and your dreams to be realised. Difficulties may have challenged you for a time, but even in these, victory is assured. There is an abundance of sweet nourishments and acquired lands coming. The keys to the castle are yours. So celebrate. Nice. Okay, there's a little exercise that you might want to do here just to kind of close out the reading. Close your eyes and feel someone hand you a set of golden keys. One of them opens the most important door before you. Open the door and see what lies ahead. So don't do it right now. I mean, you can if you like, but maybe like screenshot that, and next time you're having a long hot bath and you're feeling really zen, maybe do that little exercise then and see what you get from that. All right, very cool reading. You're getting very powerful readings at the moment, Pisces. And it's funny because I was going into this being like, oh, I'm going to have to deliver this message to Pisces, and it's so boring. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Maybe some sort of apology. Apology or a surprise. This card can mean an emotional surprise as well. Somebody coming forward emotionally with something, but it's quite young. It's quite naive. It's this person's still learning. I need to answer a call because my daughter's ringing, but I'm going to leave it there. Go and check out the songs below in the description box, because you're going to have some extra messages there in the last two songs. So take care. I'm going to answer my daughter's phone call. Bye, guys.